Here's a look at a recap of your markets on this Tuesday, the 4th day of November. Grain futures, the beans and corn making some corrections today following news that in about the next week and a half or so, we will get some official supply and demand and production numbers from USDA, whether the federal government's back open or not. Cash cattle markets at the auction barns putting back on about all of last week's losses. Futures, however, down sharply today. The industry had been begging for some kind of official statement from Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins for the last week or so, and she did give that, but that didn't seem to be enough to matter with cattle futures as the sell-off happened today. Brooke did say that the Mexican-U.S. border will stay closed for the time being. No official timeline was given yet, but there was indication that the goal is to get that border open as soon as it's safe. Taking a look at a few of the stick-out sales from Kingsville Livestock Auction today. That auction's still going on. They still have quite a ways to go, but there was some impressive sales early in the day. Had a full load of 797-pound steers sell at $371. 94 head of 758-pound steers brought $385. 45 head of 509-pound steers at Kingsville unweaned sold at $460, and then a full load of 718-pound heifers at $355.50. Box beef cutout values. Choice down $1.67 at $377.58. Select up $132 at $361.25. Those values based on 167 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. The Choice Select spread at $16.33. Negotiated feedlot trades still basically at a standstill for the week. Less than 300 head reported scattered around. Not enough to establish any kind of a market so far this week. Taking a look at those closing livestock futures. Live cattle for December down 442 at 227.77. February down 502 at 225.37. And April 224.82 down 452. Feeder cattle for November down 760, 334.97. January down 730 at 329.22, and March at 324.92 down 760. Lean hogs for December 79.92 down 67. February down $1.27 at 80.92, and April 97 lower at 85.12. Turning our attention to the grain markets at the elevators around the state on Tuesday. Corn 2 to 3 cents lower. Beans were down 12. Wheat 6 to 18 higher. Corn bids in the St. Louis region 454. Kansas City at 421. Beans in St. Louis 1136 to 1137. Kansas City 1066 to 1081. Wheat in St. Louis 536 to 572. Kansas City at 525. On the Board of Trade, December corn down 2 3/4, 431.5. March at 444 3/4, down 2. May at 453.5, down 2 1/4. November beans down 11.5 cents, 11.08 1/4. January down 12 3/4, 11.21.5. March down 12.5 at 11.27 3/4. Wheat contracts December up 6 3/4, 5.50 1/4. March at 5.62 3/4, up 5 1/4, and May at 5.71.5, up 4 1/4. Soybean meal for December down $3.40 a ton at $317.40. Soybean oil for December 49.53 a hundredweight, down 31 cents. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets for Tuesday. This is Tony Hancock.